You are standing in your kitchen when the lights die. Not flicker, not dim, not the router needs a reboot, but dead like the whole century just got unplugged. Your phone still has 37% battery, which means congratulations, you own a glowing rectangle full of useless miracles. No signal, no weather app, no payment app, no cloud, no map, no answers. But let me ask you something uncomfortable. When the digital world stops speaking, who still knows the old language? Because Gen X does. The latchkey generation, the paper map generation, the mixtape generation, the figure it out before your parents get home generation. They were raised in the crack between analog and digital, which means they learned both systems before one ate the other. And when the blackout comes, that forgotten skill stack becomes infrastructure. Today, I'm going to show you the Gen X blueprint for rebuilding basic society after the screens go black. Not bunker fantasy, not superhero nonsense, not Hollywood wasteland cosplay. This is about communication, water, food, repair, navigation, trade, records, and trust. The boring stuff that keeps humans from turning a blackout into a slow-motion collapse. If you want to be part of the tiny minority that can still function without an app telling them where their own feet are, subscribe. Drop a comment with the one analog skill you still remember, because somebody out there is going to need it. Forget the fantasy where the strongest person wins. After the first shock, the most useful person wins. And Gen X was trained by accident to be useful in a world with broken buttons. They knew how to wait, troubleshoot, improvise, call around, write things down, read the room, and keep moving when nobody was coming to explain the menu. The first system that dies in a blackout is not electricity, it is coordination. People can survive darkness for a while. What breaks them is not knowing where help is, what roads are open, who needs medicine, where water is available, or whether the rumor they heard is garbage. Gen X remembers phone trees. One person calls 3 people, those 3 call 3 more, and information moves like roots underground. No app notification, no group chat, no algorithm deciding your emergency bulletin is less important than a dancing idiot. Just names, numbers, locations, and responsibility. Your modern version starts before the blackout. Build a paper contact tree for your street, your family, your church, your shop, your apartment floor, or your mutual aid crew. Write landline numbers where they still exist. Radio channels, medical needs, gate codes, generator owners, well owners, and who has basic tools. Keep copies in more than one house, because one wet notebook is not a plan, it is compost. Now let's talk radio, because this is where the old heads start grinning. They remember boom boxes, walkie-talkies, scanners, shortwave, citizens band radio, and the sacred ritual of slapping a device until it worked. Radio is not magic, and you should follow licensing rules while normal civilization is still pretending to be stable. But in an emergency, knowing how radio behaves is the difference between silence and a lifeline. Radio waves need power, antennas, line of sight, patience, and discipline. Hills matter, buildings matter, weather matters, and the person screaming into the microphone like a raccoon in a trash can helps nobody. Set up a neighborhood radio plan now. Choose primary and backup channels, write them down, test them monthly, and teach people to keep messages short. Use plain language. Who, what, where, when, and what is needed, because emergency communication is not the time to perform your secret agent personality disorder. The next Gen X superpower is navigation without a blue dot. Watch a modern person lose signal and suddenly they become a confused indoor cat wearing shoes. Paper maps do not need satellites. They do not update themselves. They do not drain batteries, and they do not sell your location to some data goblin in a glass office. But a paper map is only useful if you know how to read it before panic turns your brain into soup. Learn grid references, contour lines, mile markers, railroad lines, water crossings, and alternate routes. Mark hospitals, clinics, wells, creeks, fuel depots, fire stations, schools, bridges, warehouses, and choke points. Also mark places to avoid, because the obvious route is where everybody else will be trapped, arguing, and running out of patience. Gen X remembers giving directions by landmarks. Turn left at the old gas station, pass the water tower, take the road behind the high school, avoid the bridge after heavy rain. That sounds primitive until the GPS constellation is irrelevant to your immediate problem. Then it becomes poetry with tactical value. Now we get to records, and this is where the collapse gets boring in a way that can save your life. Modern society is built on databases nobody can access when power and networks fail. Who owns what? Who owes what? Who has what skill? Who needs insulin? Who has a spare room? Who Who planted beans? Who checked the South Road? Who repaired the pump? Without records, every morning becomes a stupid argument with worse lighting. Gen X grew up with address books, check registers, paper calendars, library cards, school folders, index cards, and filing cabinets. They did not call it resilience, because in those days, resilience was just called Tuesday. Build a local analog archive, not paranoid manifesto stuff, just practical binders with maps, contacts, medical notes, repair manuals, seed information, water sources, equipment lists, and printed procedures. Use pencils when information changes fast. Use waterproof ink for things that matter long-term, and duplicate the important pages like your life depends on it, because sometimes it does. Then there is food, and no, the answer is not just buy more freeze-dried buckets like a prepper infomercial with a credit card addiction. Food after a blackout is a logistics problem. Gen X remembers kitchens without smart appliances. They remember leftovers, casseroles, thermoses, pressure cookers, camp stoves, charcoal grills, ice chests, and grandparents who could turn random cans into dinner instead of a cry for help. Your first job is triage. Eat refrigerated perishables first, protect the freezer, limit door openings, group cold mass together, and understand that every curious peak costs you temperature. Thermal mass is your friend. Frozen water jugs hold cold, full freezers stay cold longer than empty ones, and blankets can insulate coolers when used safely away from heat and flame. After that, you shift to shelf-stable calories and community cooking. One stove feeding 5 households wastes less fuel than 5 stoves making 5 sad little panic meals. Gen X knows potluck mathematics. Everybody brings something weird from the back of the pantry, and somehow dinner appears, suspicious but edible. Now let's hit water, because thirst does not care about your personality. If power fails long enough, municipal pumps, treatment systems, pressure towers, and apartment plumbing can become unreliable. Do not wait until the faucet coughs air to discover you own 6 decorative mugs and no storage plan. Fill containers early, including bathtubs with liners, clean bottles, jugs, and any food-safe container you can secure. Gen X remembers canteens, garden hoses, hand pumps, rain barrels, thermos jugs, and the taste of water from a metal school fountain that probably built character through mild contamination. Dark joke, but the lesson stands. You need collection, storage, treatment, and distribution. Those are 4 separate problems, and pretending they are one problem is how people get sick. Collection can be rain, stored tap water, wells, springs, ponds, or hauled supplies. Treatment can be boiling, filtration, chemical disinfection, or proper combination methods, depending on the source and contamination risk. Distribution is the part nobody plans. A neighborhood with one well and no schedule becomes a crowd, and crowds around scarce resources are where civilization starts chewing its own tail. Set hours, set quantities, assign line management, protect cleanliness, and keep records. Boring? Good. Boring systems are what keep desperate people from becoming a weather event with shoes. Now let's talk repair, the sacred Gen X art of making broken things work badly enough to survive. This is the generation that fixed cassette tapes with pencils and held car parts together with hose clamps and profanity. When digital supply chains fail, replacement becomes fantasy. You want manual tools, not just battery tools. Handsaws, files, braces, wrenches, pliers, clamps, vices, hammers, sewing kits, sharpening stones, tire patches, soldering gear, and printed manuals. A cordless drill is beautiful until the charger is a brick. A hand drill is slow, annoying, and still working when the lithium kingdom has fallen. Skills matter more than tool collections. Learn to patch a tire, sharpen a blade, splice low-voltage wires safely, sew heavy fabric, replace a gasket, clean a carburetor, and build a simple shelf that does not collapse under canned beans. Do not improvise with high-voltage systems unless you actually know what you are doing. Electricity is invisible, humorless, and very committed to punishing arrogance. Transportation is next. When fuel systems stall, traffic locks, pumps fail, and modern vehicles become expensive lawn ornaments, the humble bicycle starts looking like a warhorse. Gen X rode bikes everywhere. No tracking app, no helmet debate in the comments, just pedals, chain grease, and the quiet knowledge that your legs were transportation. A bicycle can move a person, medicine, radio batteries, paper messages, small tools, and food faster than walking while using no gasoline. Add cargo racks, panniers, trailers, spare tubes, patch kits, and a real pump. Create messenger routes. One loop for medical checks, one for water status, one for road conditions, one for community announcements. That sounds quaint until the internet is dead and a teenager on a bike becomes the fastest data network in town. Welcome to analog broadband, powered by calves and bad decisions. Sanitation is the subject everybody avoids because it ruins the heroic soundtrack. Good, let it ruin it, because sanitation failure can wreck a neighborhood faster than hunger. Gen X remembers outhouses at camps, gym showers, public pools, bleach bottles, trash days, and parents yelling at you to wash your hands before dinner like civilization depended on it. Turns out, it kind of did. Plan for waste, hand washing, laundry, diapers, menstrual supplies, and sick room separation. Not glamorous, not fun, not optional. Keep drinking water and waste areas physically separated. Mark zones clearly, control flies, bury or contain waste according to local health guidance, and never let temporary become everybody got sick. Information hygiene matters too. Rumors after a blackout spread faster than infection and usually smell worse. Gen X lived with gatekeepers before algorithms. Newspapers, radio bulletins, bulletin boards, librarians, teachers, dispatchers, and that one neighbor who knew everything because he stood outside all day. You need a local verification protocol. No major announcement goes out until 2 reliable sources confirm it, and every bulletin gets a date, time, source, and expiration. Do not repeat panic bait. If someone says a bridge is down, ask who saw it, when, from where, and whether there is a safe alternate route. Now we hit trade, and this is where people get stupid fast. Money may still matter, but card readers, online banking, and automatic inventory systems can vanish behind one dead terminal. Gen X remembers cash, checks, IOU notes, layaway, classifieds, garage sales, and keeping a little money hidden where nobody polite would look. They understand that value is local when systems fail. Barter only works when trust and records exist. Otherwise, it becomes a festival of bad memory and worse accusations. Set up a community exchange board. Skills, needs, available items, loan tools, repair requests, and completed trades, all written down where adults can see them and children cannot eat the evidence. Trade labor as much as objects. Security is not first on this list, and that will offend the tactical peacocks. Good. If your first answer to every problem is force, you are not a leader. You are a liability with accessories. Real security starts with light discipline, noise discipline, routines, relationships, and knowing who belongs where. The safest block is not the loudest block. It is the most organized block. Gen X grew up with neighborhood watches, porch lights, curfews, mall security, and parents who knew you messed up before you got home because the human network was terrifying. That network still works. Create non-confrontational watch rotations focused on observation, communication, and early warning. The goal is avoiding trouble, not auditioning for some collapse-themed action movie. Map entrances, dark zones, vulnerable residents, pets, fuel storage, medical needs, and safe gathering spots. Do not post sensitive details publicly. Compartmentalize information like you have a functioning brain. The most powerful Gen X asset may be the library mindset. Before search bars, you had to know how to find information, judge sources, and ask the scary librarian without wasting her time. Printed knowledge is civilization in a box. Repair manuals, medical references, gardening guides, canning instructions, radio handbooks, local plant guides, plumbing diagrams, and basic engineering books matter. Do not depend on memory alone. Memory under stress is a drunk raccoon with a flashlight, confident and wrong. Print the instructions now for water treatment, generator safety, food preservation, sanitation, radio procedure, first aid basics, and local emergency contacts. Store them in binders, bags, and places that do not flood. Education has to restart locally. Children need routines, adults need training, and everybody needs something useful to do before boredom mutates into drama. Gen X learned from shop class, home economics, scouting, library books, older cousins, weird uncles, and trial and error disasters. Nobody filmed for sympathy. Bring that back. Run skill circles. One person teaches map reading. One teaches bicycle repair. One teaches cooking from stored food. One teaches radio procedure. One teaches gardening. One teaches basic bookkeeping. Do not make one expert the single point of failure. If only one person knows how the water filter works, you have not built a system, you have built a hostage situation. Analog agriculture is where survival becomes rebuilding. Stored food buys time, but gardens, seeds, soil, compost, hand tools, and local growing knowledge buy tomorrow. Gen X remembers parents and grandparents who grew tomatoes in buckets, saved jars, fought weeds, and treated a good shovel like a family member. It was not aesthetic, it was capacity. Start with boring crops that grow where you live. Beans, potatoes, squash, greens, onions, herbs, and anything your climate can support without constant pampering. Build compost systems, collect rain legally where allowed, learn hand irrigation, and save seeds from open-pollinated varieties when you can. The future is not rebuilt by people arguing over luxury coffee. Mechanical thinking is the thread running through all of this. Gen X watched things work because half the world still had visible screws, belts, switches, knobs, fuses, springs, and gears. Modern devices hide their guts and punish curiosity. Analog systems invite understanding, and understanding is how you stop being a customer and start being useful. Learn how pressure, leverage, combustion, filtration, fermentation, insulation, and gravity actually work. Those words sound academic until you are trying to move water uphill, keep food safe, or warm a room without burning the house down. Gravity is an energy source if you design around it. A raised water container, a siphon, a drain slope, a pulley, or a counterweight can do work while your dead power strip contributes nothing but judgment. Community layout matters. The Blackout neighborhood that survives will slowly form zones. Water, cooking, sanitation, medical, repair, records, childcare, information, and rest. That is not authoritarian, that is what adults do when reality stops offering free refills. Start small. One table, one map, one radio, one ledger, one water point, one message board, one tool bench, one person responsible for updating each area. Then rotate jobs so knowledge spreads. The person logging supplies today learns radio tomorrow and water testing after that, because resilience is distributed or it is fake. Here is the dark truth. Gen X knowledge does not make you invincible, and nostalgia is not a preparedness plan. Some analog habits were inefficient, some were unsafe, and some were just people making do because they had no better option. The goal is not to worship the past, the goal is to rescue the useful parts before comfort erases them. You still need modern safety standards, good hygiene, legal awareness, medical caution, and humility. A paper map does not purify water, and a cassette collection does not make you a field engineer. But when digital systems fail, the people who can operate without permission from a server become anchors, not heroes, anchors. They stabilize the room. They write things down, assign tasks, fix small problems before they become big ones, and remind everyone that panic is not a strategy. So here is your choice. You can keep outsourcing your memory, your navigation, your communication, your money, your manuals, and your neighborhood relationships to systems you do not control. Or you can rebuild your analog layer now, quietly, legally, practically, before the lights test your excuses. Open a drawer tonight and start with paper, pencil, contacts, maps, and a radio. This week, print your emergency contacts, buy a road atlas, label your water containers, test your flashlights, learn one radio procedure, inventory your tools, and ask one neighbor what they can actually do. Not what they own, what they can do. Then build the second layer. Repair manuals, skill circles, phone trees, community bulletin boards, bicycle routes, shared cooking plans, sanitation kits, and a written water schedule. That is how society comes back in pieces. 99% will wait for the screen to tell them the plan. 1% will think about this. The fraction that matters will act before the blackout grades the whole class. Subscribe if you are building the analog layer, drop your forgotten Gen X skill in the comments, and start writing things down. Class dismissed.